The silence between them stretched, thick with tension. Owen could still feel the ghost of Lucian's breath against his skin, the weight of his words hanging between them like an unspoken promise. He wasn't naive. He knew there was more to this man than charm and mystery. Lucian was dangerous. But the worst part? Owen didn't care. "Is that a threat?" Owen murmured, his voice quieter than he intended. Lucian's lips curled in that wicked, knowing smirk. A promise. A shiver ran down Owen's spine, though it wasn't fear that made his breath hitch. It was something else. Something much darker, much more tempting. The way Lucian stood so close, the scent of orange and chocolate lingering on him, the way his eyes held Owen captive like a predator toying with its prey. Owen could walk away. He should walk away. Instead, he stepped closer. "I don't believe in fate," Owen said, his voice barely above a whisper. "But something tells me meeting you wasn't an accident." Lucian reached up, his fingers brushing against Owen's collarbone, his touch feather-light yet scorching. "Oh, baby boy," he purred. "You were mine the moment you stepped into Scarlet Moon." Owen's breath caught. The way Lucian said those words, possessive, certain, should have sent him running. But instead, he tilted his chin up, challenging him. "Then why keep me at arm's length?" Lucian's smirk faltered, something darker flickering in his gaze. His fingers trailed higher, ghosting along the side of Owen's throat, sending heat pooling low in his stomach. "Because once I take something, I do not let it go." The air between them was electric, crackling with something neither of them dared name. Owen's heart pounded as Lucian leaned in, his lips barely an inch from his own, his breath warm and teasing. "Do you want to be mine, Owen?" Lucian murmured, his voice like silk and sin. "Completely?" Owen exhaled shakily. He should hesitate, should think, should question. But he didn't. Instead, he grabbed the front of Lucian's shirt, fisting the fabric, and crashed his lips against his. Lucian growled low in his throat, his hands immediately coming to rest on Owen's hips, pulling him flush against him. The kiss was nothing like Owen expected. It was consuming, devouring. Lucian kissed like he owned him, like he was staking his claim, and Owen, God help him, let him. Owen gasped as Lucian backed him against the wall, pressing their bodies together. Heat burned between them, fingers tangling in hair, teeth grazing lips. Owen didn't care that he barely knew this man, didn't care that Scarlet Moon was steeped in secrets and danger. All he knew was that he wanted this. Wanted him. Lucian pulled back just enough to meet Owen's gaze, his pupils blown wide with hunger. "You have no idea what you're getting yourself into," he warned, his voice rough. Owen licked his lips, his own body thrumming with need. "Then show me." Lucian groaned, capturing his lips again, this time slower, more deliberate, savoring the moment. His hands roamed, exploring, memorizing. Owen arched into his touch, his breath coming in uneven gasps as Lucian's lips trailed from his mouth to his jaw, then lower, pressing a heated kiss to the sensitive skin just beneath his ear. "You're playing with fire," Lucian whispered against his skin. Owen tipped his head back, exposing more of his throat, daring him. "Then burn me." Lucian let out a dark chuckle before nipping at his skin, making Owen gasp. "Oh, baby boy," he murmured, voice dripping with promise. "I intend to." The storm raged outside once more, the wind howling against the old stone walls of Scarlet Moon. Owen had never felt heat like this before. Not just from Lucian's touch, but from something deeper. Something burning in his chest, spreading through his veins like liquid fire. It was hunger, but not just for Lucian's body. He wanted to understand him, to pull apart the layers of mystery and danger that surrounded this man like an impenetrable fog. Lucian seemed to sense it, his fingers ghosting down Owen's arms as if memorizing the shape of him. He didn't speak. Not yet. Instead, he let his lips brush against Owen's jaw, a feather-light tease that sent shivers down his spine. Owen's breath hitched. "You keep acting like this is dangerous," he whispered. "Like you're dangerous." Lucian chuckled lowly, his lips still hovering over Owen's skin. "Because I am, baby boy." The words should have been a warning, but they felt more like a challenge. Owen turned his head slightly, letting his lips brush against Lucian's. Just the lightest touch, testing, teasing. Lucian didn't pull away. Instead, his hand slid into Owen's hair, tilting his head back just enough to deepen the kiss. Owen moaned softly as Lucian's tongue swept over his bottom lip before pressing inside, claiming him. The taste of orange and dark chocolate lingered, intoxicating, making Owen feel like he was sinking into something endless. Lucian's other hand trailed down his side, pressing him flush against his body. "You taste like trouble," Owen murmured against his lips. Lucian smirked. "And you taste like temptation." With a sudden movement, Lucian spun them around, pressing Owen against the wooden counter of the reception desk. The cool wood contrasted sharply with the heat between them. Owen gasped as Lucian's hands gripped his waist, holding him in place. "You don't know what you've stumbled into, do you?" Lucian murmured against his throat. "Scarlet Moon isn't just a hotel." Owen swallowed hard. The way Lucian said those words, with that dark, knowing edge, sent a thrill through him. "Then what is it?" Lucian pulled back slightly, just enough to look into Owen's eyes. His expression was unreadable. Equal parts desire and something almost possessive. "A trap," he admitted, "for men like you." Owen's heart pounded, but he didn't move away. "Men like me?" Lucian's fingers tightened slightly on his waist. "The kind who are drawn to danger, to the unknown." His lips brushed against Owen's ear. "To me." Owen exhaled sharply. "You talk too much," he muttered before pulling Lucian back into another kiss, this one even deeper, more desperate. He didn't care about the warnings, didn't care about the secrets lurking beneath the surface. Right now, all he cared about was the way Lucian's hands were sliding under his shirt, fingers skimming over heated skin. Lucian groaned against his lips. "You have no idea what you're asking for." Owen smirked. "Then show me." Lucian let out a low, satisfied growl before gripping Owen's thighs and lifting him effortlessly onto the counter. Owen gasped, wrapping his legs around Lucian's waist, pulling him impossibly closer. The hard press of Lucian's body against his sent a delicious shiver through him. Lucian leaned in, his lips hovering over Owen's. "Once you're mine, baby boy, there's no going back." Owen's fingers tightened in Lucian's shirt, his breath coming in uneven gasps. "Then claim me." Lucian didn't hesitate. His lips crashed against Owen's with a hunger that bordered on desperation, his hands roaming, claiming, leaving no doubt about his intentions. Owen let himself get lost in it, in the heat, in the storm raging both outside and within him. And somewhere, in the heart of Scarlet Moon, the dagger pulsed, waiting for its purpose to be fulfilled.